Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Check
Check.
1 2 1 2.
Testing.
Need a little more volume on you, I think. Hello. First Sky Omaha Radio. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Okay. Okay.
Like butter,
We're getting
baby.
there. We're getting there. Buttery goodness.
Just like I had on my salmon last night.
Aha. There we go. Check 1 2
Aha.
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2. Let me adjust my mic.
Yo. Okay.
Man.
Radio's up. Video's up. Awesome.
Call me slipping today, Paul.
Say what? What?
Call me slipping
Thought you
today.
slipping?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
Usually I have on like a hat and some clothes, like literally look like I rolled out of bed, man.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're just rolling out of bed. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Right, in the Diaz, we got
Hey.
Lucia Rodriguez. Buenos dias to you as well. Leah Keisha says, happy, marvelous Monday to all. It was good seeing you over there last Saturday.
Hey.
Appreciate y'all just getting up, man. It's Monday. Monday, August 28th, 2023. Feels like a
man.
Monday a little bit.
Yeah.
However
I
Mondays
guess.
feel.
Yeah, feeling kind of Monday-y.
Monday.
Monday.
Oh, man. Pops, good morning. He says, good Monday morning, First Sky. Which one of you stole Saturday and Sunday? I heard that. Give it
Man.
back.
Swiping, no swiping.
Give it back.
Man. Yeah, no, I feel Saturday and Sunday on my back.
I thought you slipping today. That's what's okay. That's what's up.
Man, I mean, I tried to sit down. Like, finally got yesterday when I told you I was finally being able to sit down, and then we proceeded to get to work.
Yeah.
And then I had to leave after that. So yeah,
One of those.
I never sat down.
Yep. Well, how is everybody in the chat? How you guys doing? Did you get a chance to sit down this weekend at all? Anybody get some rest?
What'd you do?
Pops, Kimmer Snipes in the chat saying good morning. She's Mark Manners also in the chat saying good morning, watching the sunrise on the riverfront. Okay, Mark.
Okay. You in the new riverfront park area? Did anybody check that out?
I haven't checked it out yet. Yeah, let us know if you checked it out. I heard it was real nice. Real nice.
Yeah. Heard it's a skating rink out there.
Oh, okay. Like a skating rink or ice skating rink?
Like like roller skating.
Well, check them out. Okay. I'll have to go see what's up. I don't know if I'm gonna go roller skating, but I'll like to go through and check it out. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for everybody who got up this morning. 6:30 crew over on the radio. Yeah, man, that's what's up. Let us know how the mix was over there. If you don't know about it, First Sky Omaha has a digital station that you can check out. FirstSkyOmaha.com. Hit the listen button, or you can tell your Amazon Alexa to play First Sky Omaha Radio. So appreciate that.
Good vibes.
Kimmer Snipe says they said it's a Bob Evans sunrise out there. It's gorgeous.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that phrase there. I don't know what that means.
Bob Ross?
Maybe she's talking about Bob Ross.
I
don't know who Bob Evans is. Is Bob? Is he gorgeous?
I know Bob Ross whipped up some nice sunrises.
You imagine a few, one or two. Tamika Johnson says, "Good morning, fellas and friends. What's going on? Good morning to you. Everybody's on YouTube this morning. Anybody out there on Facebook, let me know. Facebook's working. You know how Facebook is temperamental. So yeah, let us know. Mark Manor says I'm
Yeah.
on the boardwalk. I have been down here every morning, pretty much. It's a roller skating ribbon and ice skating ribbon. I have been doing that a couple times a week. Also bought some new skates. Oh, you out there skating?
Okay. Okay. Mark Manor.
You let skateboards on that trackers? It's strictly for roller skates.
Man, you like you skateboarding or you longboarding?
Yeah, these days I better be longboarding if I'm doing anything. These days I better be on a scooter. Amy
Man.
H. Noda says, "Good morning, all. Good morning to you. Appreciate
Hey.
you
Hey,
chiming in
hey.
this morning." Miss Erica Feld is up with a good morning. Good morning to you. How's the kids doing? Kids running around?
Yeah, yeah.
Kimber Snipe says, "Shake my head. I'm in Ross. I don't know why Evans keeps popping up in my head. I wonder why. I wonder what
Yeah,
Evans you
yeah.
thinking about."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it fake?
Bob Ross morning. I hear that. Anybody ever taken a Bob Ross class before? You ever done any of his courses?
Nah, just marvel at the videos, man. I didn't know he did courses until I watched the documentary. I'm gonna be
Really?
honest. Yeah, yeah. Actually, if you haven't seen the Bob Ross documentary, please check it out.
I haven't seen it. I gotta check it out.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
tried one of his courses once. It's pretty wild. Really can kind of pull off the stuff he's doing. I mean, he really
Yeah,
shows you
yeah,
how to
yeah,
do
yeah.
it. If I kept it up, I might be able to paint a Bob Ross sunset or sunrise right now.
Man, kind of the predecessor to like the paint and sip that you see nowadays, and the
Right,
corkscrews and
right.
yeah.
Mark Manner said they do not let skateboards on there. Then Miss Erica Fell says, "I think that's foul. They don't let allow skateboards."
Uh, I don't know. Skateboards can get out of hand.
What you trying to say
Um,
about skateboarders? No, I'm just playing.
hey, it be grinding on the handrail and yeah, yeah. Take it easy. I do think. Well, I mean, what the new space that the Bay did, the guys from the
Mhm.
Bay did. It's not too far from that area,
Is it
if I'm not mistaken. Kind of by the Mastercraft
oh,
building. What is that the new building called?
over there by Mastercraft?
Yeah, yeah, the new apartments they just
Oh man,
built.
I can't remember the name of that area, but yeah, they trying to act. They're trying to say that's the new North downtown or the craft area.
No dough, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah,
new
yeah.
North.
But I think there is that skating area still
Oh
over there?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
man just took some classes out there over that little skating area there. It's just a little teeny park. It's not like it's not like a huge deal, but it's pretty cool. There was a lot of kids out there. I think when little man was out there, there was probably 30 kids out there maybe. So and then they got a couple more little parks around. On 20th Street, there's a huge park that they just put up that everybody seems to go to. There's about 100 skate kids out there. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's picking up steam, and shout out to the Bay. They're the ones that are really pushing this all over Omaha and Lincoln.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what's up. Mark Manor says Bob Evans makes those to go mac and cheese and potato dishes at the grocery store.
Man, I knew the name looked familiar. Oh man, I was trying to think of where. Thank you, Mark. Thank
Wait a
you.
minute, mac and
Yes,
cheese and
yes.
potato dishes. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, the frozen you kind of just throw them in the oven.
Got it.
Yep.
Mr. Circus says I have two littles that arrive early. They say good. They say good mordini. Good morning. They say good. Oh, do they
Gumordini.
sing the song? Do they do the in the morning? It's got to teach them the song.
Yeah, in the
She said
morning.
they need a place for skaters that don't allow children under 12. I feel that don't allow children under 12. Interesting. You need some so from older kids not running over little kids is what you're trying to get to.
Grown folks skating.
I don't want to see a grown folks skating park. I don't want to see that. They have stretchers and stuff on lining the side. Oh, one does. Okay, got it.
Okay. Hey. Shout out to the littles
There's a
out
whole
there
bunch. I've seen
listening.
a whole bunch of spots out there. I mean, like I said, little man is 7. He's out there with a whole bunch of kids. Um, I get nervous when the older kids that are out there tricking or skating around the little kids. I'm thinking they ought to have a little separation, but there's a lot of spaces that little kids can go skate at. I think I have to look into it. If you guys are some skater heads around here. Anyway, Monday morning, here we are, already meandering.
Slipping down a rabbit hole there, Paul. Get it together. Get it together.
Yeah. Once again, thanks for joining us this morning. Got special guests coming in. Of course, this is Monday. That means Brother Senators Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne will be online with us today. Lots to talk about. Remember Friday we talked about that DED announcement. So
Man,
this is the progression of 1024. We're about to find out what's going on here with that. And they're supposed to be talking to somebody this morning. They're kind of going to be hitting us up on the go because I think all the conversations and stuff are starting now. So we're right here in the middle of all that. And it'll be
meeting
interesting.
tomorrow.
Interesting to see what's up. Also, we got brother Qasim from the B.A.A. is gonna come through this morning.
Man,
It's about time that we connected with him and hooked up and found out what's going on. They got a new podcast studio going on over there. He got lots of announcements. He said
I
about what's
mean,
happening.
brother's been busy, man. I mean, I'm glad we able to catch him. He's been globetrotting, protecting Bud. He's working, man, and raising some young men. Again, definitely have a lot going on. Definitely looking forward to that conversation.
Definitely, man. And not to mention that he's been the personal bodyguard of the champ.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, he's been traveling
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, he's been around. So I can't wait to catch up with him and hear about all the stuff that's happening with him, man.
Man,
Lots going on. So that's what's up. They'll be on. Of course, we got some other things that we're going to talk about today on Monday. But for the most part, man, we're going to be digging into what's happening here with the 1024 situation because that's really kind of like the change. Now we've been waiting on this change on something to happen here from that evaluation time to now. We knew that the DED was going to go over all the applications. They opened it up to get together. I believe it's tomorrow. There's a meeting, so we'll need to be looking at seeing what's going on there and really kind of keeping up with it. So I'm kind of excited about it actually, seeing some movement happen here. So
yeah, yeah. Of course, I don't think the application for the DED is open yet. But now that the word has been put out about this information session, which again is tomorrow for those who did apply. Again, it is tomorrow at the City County building at 2 p.m. So definitely, keep that in mind. We will be reiterating that. Say that 5 times fast throughout the show. So reminding the people about that. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to hear what the senators have to say. Hopefully, now finally they have some up to date because again, they haven't even been hearing anything from the DED. So
right.
pretty tight lip, pretty tight
And
lip.
like I said, I believe they were that what I heard last night on the text messages were that they were going to be in meetings today. So we might catch them in the middle of all that, which will be cool.
Okay.
Stacey Jean gives us a good morning over on Facebook. Thanks for letting us know that Facebook is working. Appreciate that. Do us a
Hey.
favor, share the show if you get a chance
Yes.
to spread the word to some new family and friends. She says, "Good morning, First Sky family and friends with some sunshine." Appreciate that.
Man, let it in.
Brooke Allen says, "Good
Loud and
morning."
clear.
Christy Norris says, "Good morning." So Von Chapman in the chat says, "Good morning." So appreciate you. Appreciate everybody that's getting up so early this morning to join us for the morning. The morning good mornings that we do before we get the show started.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. You can't hit me with that too early in the morning, man. I had to let it compute for a second. The morning, good mornings. Yes. In the morning.
Indeed.
What are we talking about today, man?
That's a good question.
Besides
That's a good question.
besides the DED, I actually have some serious things to get into. Letting the people know there is a situation that's sitting kind of, yeah, actually not kind of, very very close to home.
Mhm.
Um, a family member is missing. Again, my I guess grandfather-in-law,
Mm.
he would be, is missing. And there is a GoFundMe that's out there. So we'll definitely be talking about
Yeah.
that again. As always, like we did with Miss Erica Felt, like we did and are continuing to do for I believe the Worthington
Mm.
family, the family of the young girl that was again deceased, found deceased last week. That I believe that GoFundMe is still up,
Mhm.
but yeah. Let's rally and assist, man. They're looking for supplies, and just assistance,
Yeah.
assistance.
Yeah, it's been in the news. I mean, I'm glad that the news coverage is covering that he's been missing and trying to get as many people aware of it to be able to go look. And we talked about it actually Friday. One of the chat chambers brought up that there was a person missing, an older brother missing, and I didn't get really wind of what happened until this weekend. So yeah, definitely need to talk about it. Definitely need to assist for the search. Got family members that are dealing with some Alzheimer's stuff, and it ain't fun. It's tough, and it's
Man,
got to be scary for him to be wherever he's at, and for the family to not be able to reach. So
and Paul, we kind of got into it a little bit before the show as far as this mental health conversation, but I think let's bring it to the people. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this show started. First guy Omaha in the morning.
I love it. Let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What up, what up? You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the
All
morning.
B, Buddy the God, chat chimers, ghost listeners, radio listeners. Thanks for everybody joining us this morning. It is Monday, August the 28th, already coming up on the end of the month.
Man,
Yeah, man, 90 degrees today. It's supposed to be 90. Supposed to get up there. A little chance of rain this afternoon. So a little less hot than it has been. I mean, they got up to 104 last week. So it's,
that part,
yeah,
that part,
still rough.
that part.
Still rough. Everybody's dealing with it. Let us know how the weather is where you're at. If you happen to be out of town, man, I want to know what's going on with everybody who is dealing with that heat, man. If you guys are staying safe, like I said, people are passing away in this heat, so it's been tough. But yeah, we're here. Supposed to be a little bit cooler today, which is good. If you're in Omaha, Nebraska, appreciate everybody who's joined in from Omaha. Give us, let us know what's happening with you. But yeah, thanks for joining us this morning. We got special guests coming in, as we stated before. Brother Senators Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne will be here, of course, right here in the middle of everything that's going on with this new news about 1024. That's happened over the course of Friday to now. The brothers are on their way to go have some conversations about it, so they're gonna fill us in about a few things, and it'll be interesting to see. Also, brother Qasim is gonna come in the house, man, from the B.A.A. We've been really trying to catch up with him, but he's been a hard man to follow, as he has been the personal bodyguard for Terrence Bud Crawford, number for among other things that he's been doing, but that's one of them. So can't wait to hear from
Globetrotting.
him about his globe trotting, right? His cloud hopping. That's what's up,
Man,
man. Can't wait to talk to him. We've been really looking forward to doing that. So special guest coming on. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, between time, let's go ahead and jump into what you thinking over there, buddy.
man. Well, I guess I'll kind of follow your lead and start with the Heat, as
Mm,
you've been talking about, man. And that's definitely why this first story is really of concern as far as the search for again Mr. Levi Blake. Some might know him as Capone.
mm,
But I do want to share this picture really quickly. This is the GoFundMe that the family is posting.
mm-hmm.
Actually, here is a link in the chat.
Yeah, let me go ahead and drop that link in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah. So again, this is the picture. If anybody has seen him, or if you want to take a screenshot or follow this link, definitely, please keep your eyes open. Again, this is an 80-year-old man, elderly. He does have dementia. He has been missing for quite some time, actually. Now going on 11 days. So it is any second, really, or
Mm,
every second is important. He was last seen in the 33rd and Lake Streets, but again, he could be anywhere by now, to be honest. So just keep your eyes open, please. Keep your eyes open, and yeah, right now the family is looking for supplies, any kind of help that really they can receive. Even if you can't, give supplies, if you're interested in assisting in any way, um, definitely just let us know.
yeah, yeah, appreciate that. That looks like I think I recognize that area. That's around some of my family lives around this area. I had a great uncle that stayed in some of these houses. Looks like they were staying in some of the homes for the older folks.
So he stays in apartments kind of by I'm as it was explained to me, kind of by the old Salem building.
Mm,
Again, 33rd and Lake, kind of by Adams Park, the old Salem Church, if
mhm.
anybody's familiar with that area. Also the Matoyer Event Center is over there.
Right.
Um, I think you get your haircut over there, that barbershop.
On Lake, off of Lake, yep.
Yep,
A
yep,
true
yep,
shot.
yep. There's an apartment building a few blocks behind that that he lived in, and this is kind of where I wanted to open the conversation up to the chat. Again, please assist, hit the GoFundMe. But again, this larger conversation about mental health. Um,
Yeah.
Essentially, this gentleman he just walked out, the building by himself. I think he was last seen leaving his apartment, and then, he has not been found since.
Mm,
Um, what type of facility does he have? Where does he live? What type of
mhm.
facility is there? What type of services, are there for family members dealing with dementia? Again, I also my grandmother, had dementia towards the end of her days, if you will. Um, and the family, really kind of we all rallied together. I know she has services. I know there are in home care services that actually both my grandmothers received towards the end of their lives. But just kind of makes you think, how does this happen as far as a family member with dementia being able to just, who's checking on them, what services, what help do they have, especially at 80 years old, when, we know social security isn't that much. um
Right.
these services getting paid for it, those types of things. It just kind of makes you think on what mental health services are out there.
Chrissy Nora is asking, have folks check their door cameras? That's a good question. I think that's the reason why they're spreading that out,
Yeah, yeah.
spreading this information out as much as possible. I did read some articles about how the police has been does they know who has like a Ring doorbell, and if anything's going down, they'll hit them up and say, "Could you take a look at your footage?"
And
So
they've been doing that
yeah,
there.
so hopefully, yeah, so I'm glad to hear they've been doing that. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah. There has been now for several days. Search teams out there. The police are on the case. As far as as you said, going around asking for ring camera footage and business camera footage and things like that. Doing their own canvassing. Family members are canvassing. So yeah, I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, just GoFundMe if you can assist, or just kind of keep be vigilant, if you will.
Right. We pulled an article from I believe it was World Herald had the article about the brother who is missing. So I'm glad that the news are he's getting some coverage in the news. Hopefully people can be on the lookout. It's been a few days now, right? 4 or 5 days.
No, it's actually I believe 11 days now. It's been,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, it's been a while. And again, during that time, as we've been talking about the heat advisory, that's why I'm,
Yeah.
you know, glad you mentioned it at the beginning, because that's, a real concern. It's been very, very hot for someone to kind of be, out in, whatever condition.
Right.
So, definitely a real concern. And we kind of talk about it and say it on the fly as far as check in on your loved ones, and but we this is an example, like check in on your loved ones, especially in this heat. Let's really take care of each other, because again, how can this happen? um
Right. Also, I want to just mention too, this is an interesting GoFundMe here because they're asking for supplies so that people can kind of stand that heat and stuff like that to go out and do
mhm,
some actual
mhm.
searching, actual looking around, or take some
Flashlights.
time off. A family can take some time off of work to go and look. I'm sure I'm not really sure what the family's doing. I'm sure everybody's out doing the most they can, but this might these funds might help with that. It's interesting. Also makes me wonder what the authorities are doing about a search. I would expect that the family would also want to search too. But what's
Mhm,
also the police doing? What's the authorities doing about searching for this brother as well?
mhm,
And also, we just want to acknowledge, man. Like you kind of said it earlier. This is your grandfather-in-law. This is one thing about living in Omaha and in small towns. I found in general is that something happens, man. We all it's related to us real closely in a lot of ways, and just want to acknowledge that this is your family. And I'm sorry, just want to give you some thoughts and prayers, your family's well being and
Yeah,
mental health
yeah.
on this situation. It's the reason why I learned early on the time I spent in Hawaii um, really brought it home for me because you live in a town where everybody knows everybody and everybody's somebody's grandpa and everybody's somebody's cousin.
Hmm.
And you be at the club and get in a fight with somebody and then get up the next day and go to the grocery store and that fool is checking your food out. So you got to keep things cool because it's just too small of a place. And that's the reason why I kind of learned how to have a little bit more, treat people treat like people, not so much a story. So this brother is your grandfather-in-law, and and before he was a story in Omaha World Herald about a man who walked out, and you might not, you might have glossed over that thought, but just knowing that he's related to somebody here that we know and here in town and everything else is it really it brings it home because you wouldn't want somebody looking for your family members if something happened like this too. Like I said, I got people in my family that are dealing with it and getting ready to start really dealing with it. As dementia sets in more and more,
Hmm.
and it weighs on the whole family, man. What's going to happen? A lot of us aren't always in a position to be able to take our older loved ones in and take care of them and give them the 24-hour care they might need. And we gotta, and a lot of the older ones too want to stay independent, live by themselves, and
Yeah.
things start to happen and it's tough. So like this is time for the whole family, the whole tribe to really rally and do something and try to help this out. So they made it easy for us to do this by going ahead and putting this GoFundMe up. That if you can't get out and go help and go look, boost to the root style, then you can at least put some dollars, put the money where your mouth is, type of deal. Help the family, have some resources to be able to go and find out as well. And then also, I would love to find out from law enforcement if anybody's, what their efforts are, official
Mm.
efforts are for looking for him as well.
Yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, I do know also part of those funds will be to help. I try to get my mother-in-law, um, his daughter, who lives here in Atlanta with us, trying to get her down to
Ah,
Omaha.
okay,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
close to home, bro. And
yeah,
I
man.
appreciate you giving it to us with your journalism, your journalistic qualities. But yeah, I just want to acknowledge that too. Like peace to your family for real.
Man, thank you, thank you. Check on your
That
loved
woman.
ones, y'all.
hmm That woman says there's always a case of water in my car. It's only $4 for 2 dozen. We pull over and give people water that we see standing or walking. Some people get offended, but most are appreciative. Yeah,
Yeah,
any little thing we can do, man, to try to help us. You see somebody standing out in the heat or walking, see what you can do. Help them out. Keep your eyes peeled. It's always some a relative of one of ours for real.
yeah. So
So,
thank you.
yep, yep, yep. Thanks for everybody who's allowing us to bring that to the forefront. Please, like I said, boost to the roost. This is season 6. It means that we're trying to take action on a lot of the things that we are talking about, and this is one of the things we can. So we'll put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha, and we already put the GoFundMe in the chat. Do what you can. We really appreciate that if you can help on that tip. And yeah, I really think that the conversation about mental health really needs to there's a lot going on in Omaha when it comes to this. I think Omaha is a place that is just now getting to the point where we're talking about it a little bit more. Other places that I live talked about it a little few years earlier, but right now I feel like Omaha is kind of in that place where it's a necessary conversation, and it's one that everybody's kind of feeling like they're ready to have a little bit. And that's kind of the gist from the zeitgeist I'm getting about mental health and what needs to happen and what kind of resources we have here. We just reported about at OPS they 3 schools are already let go or people have left and they don't have special needs teachers and stuff like that. They got to get them bused into other places. So we always are talking about the resources that Omaha has and needs, and we don't just need beds and drugs. We need other kinds of things to support families for mental health. And I know a lot of people in the chat and a lot of people, Ghost listeners, are mental health practitioners. So it's a conversation I love to keep having. If you have any information on any of these things, and you can help us get that conversation going, let us know. Love to talk about it with everybody.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely hits home. It's
Yeah,
on. I think everybody either knows or related to, or knows somebody who is related to someone dealing with a mental health situation. I don't even want to stigmatize it.
yeah.
Um, but again, yeah, if anyone does have any information, like where can someone deal in? Again, a lot of times that we're reporting, it sounds like you either have to have a case or some other situation to really get any kind of mental health service. So where do you go? Where do you go?
Very good question. Von Chapman says try to get city council representative to get the entire city involved in the search. Good idea. It's a good idea. We should try. We should make some of those calls and see if they can make a few statements there. Um, yeah. So yeah, much as we can do, we'll keep on trying to do, and we'll keep in touch about it all with each other. That's the best way. She says, Miss Erica Phil says, I hope he's found safely and soon. I heard that. Amy H. Dot gives us a good morning, fam. Good morning to you. Appreciate you coming on into the chat early. For those of you that are just joining us, we are anticipating some special guests today. Of course, Senator Justin Wayne, Senator Terrell McKinney. We also got Brother Qasim coming on in from the B.A.A. And we're going to talk to him about all the announcements that he's getting ready to make and all the things that's about to happen there. They're really expanding, man. I'm loving to see this steady growth over there at the B.A.A. Makes me proud. Really, really love it. With that, she's Amy H. Dot said, "This is that is really hard. I'm sorry your family's experiencing that, buddy." Yep. Kieran Snipes says there's a lady named Tekia Morris who got so fed up with mental health services here locally that she started I Am Will. Okay,
Okay, tell
I
us
haven't
more
heard,
about I Am Will. What is that?
never heard about that
Yeah.
organization yet. Yeah, let us know. Maybe we can have her on and talk about some things for
Hey,
sure.
is she still local?
Yeah, it's a good question. 7:32 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we are uh, 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 into the show, anticipating guests, and I'm seeing special guests already popping into the window. So I'd love to go ahead and do that. I know they're going to be on the move today, so let's go ahead and bring them on in. I see Justin Wayne in the wings, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Wayne, Senator Wayne in the house. Good morning to you, brother. How you doing?
Good, good. I'm just pulling into downtown. Senator McKinney and I got a meeting today with the Department of Economic Development at 8 o'clock.
Right on. That's what we were anticipating. That okay. I appreciate you coming on before that. What do you anticipate is going on with this meeting? What's going to happen here? You gonna get all the information you've been anticipating?
I don't know about that. I'm just going to listen today and listen for the feedback from the community on this meeting coming up on Tuesday, and then from there, either support what's going on or maybe call for an investigation from the special committee to figure out if there's some mishaps.
Hmm.
And just keeping my doors open right now because I just, we've been our community has been hoping for something of this magnitude since 40 acres and a mule,
Man,
and so we got to make sure we get it right. Not just because of the history, but we got to make sure we get it right from the implementation because we'll never get this opportunity again.
Word. We're learning a lot about it. Just being able to talk to you fellas. Just to recap a little bit for those of us joining us, the brothers senators Justin Wayne and Terrell McKinney pushed for several hundred, and a few other senators pushed for several $100 million to come into the neighborhoods. This is the ARPA funds we've been talking about this whole season and part of last season as well. Bill 1024 and $400 million coming to North Omaha. We're now at the point now we've gone through a process where an independent company came in to do some evaluations on who ought to get it. There was an application process there, and we knew that after they got done doing that and made their recommendations, the DED now has to sign off on those things and take a look at those applications and everything too. And they've been spending some time doing that and haven't really been too forthcoming with any information on that process
man.
just yet. And I just recently said that they have some information now. They're going to meet everybody on Tuesday, so that's why the brothers senators are going up right now to have a meeting with this Department of Economic Development, and hopefully get some information here and talk to them. And like Brother Wayne said, he's going up to listen to see what's going on. And it sounds like you're gonna keep check too on making sure the process
Man,
goes right.
I was gonna ask about that. Like what is the relationship between I guess you and the DED as far as oversight with this moving forward?
Bringing up.
Well, I mean, I think we're gonna have a lot of oversight, but it goes to the governor. You know, the governor and his team. They're the implementers of any law that we pass. So we really got to double down and make sure we watch what's going on. And we're dealing with a new governor, so
Mm.
we'll see how it shakes out.
Good
Okay.
morning, brother McKinney.
Hey, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Morning, good
morning. I
morning, good
appreciate you
morning.
calling on your way up. You're on your way up too, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting off the interstate now, dropping my
Okay.
daughter off at school.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Fitting it
Please
all
drive
in.
safely.
So we'll see how. I mean, I'll shoot y'all a text, of course, but we'll see how it goes, and it's all we can do.
Yeah. Brother McKinney, what do you anticipate? How you anticipate this meeting's gonna go?
Ah, nice hat, nice
Oh, brother got his cowboy hat on this morning. What's
hat. Ready for the rodeo.
up? Yeah, he said this ain't his. He puts that on when he's trying to tell people this ain't his first rodeo. Yeah. Brother McKinney, how do you feel about this meeting coming up here at 8 o'clock? Okay, look like he on pause real quick.
Yeah, brother driving. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay.
Uh,
Um, let me ask you this. So have you heard anything else from the DED to this point? Like, have aside from the email that was sent out, have like again been a senator at this point? Have you heard anything else, or is this meeting your first kind of
you know, we
opening?
had a we had a we had a couple meetings, but there's just so many people in the room. There's so many bureaucrats, people who work for the government who got relationships with people who are like, oh, can we figure out how to slide these people? Can we figure out? I mean, and so just navigating that, and then also the politics of it. There are just maybe certain individuals that the governor may not want to fund, and we just got to be transparent about all of that, and make sure that those who apply and those who got good projects get the funding that they deserve.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Mm.
In the chat, real quick, Von Chapman says the Republican Party is notorious for kicking the can down the road, resetting timelines, and moving the goalposts. Please prepare the investigation process. Sounds like you keeping that in mind too. Like you got to go down there and keep your eye on things.
So when we wrote the bill, and this is part of the transition that me moving from urban affairs and Senator McKinney moving to the urban affairs chair, the reason it was so important was the urban affairs chair is the chair of the special committee when it comes to the 1024 funds or not 531 funds. And we wrote it in a way to leave it open and that committee open throughout this entire process. So the urban affairs chair can always call a meeting, call in people to question. And if things get crazy, they can refer to the exec board for subpoenas.
Man, so you guys already set up for this.
Yep,
That's
yep,
what's up.
yep.
Okay. Love it,
Mm.
love it. Amy H. Dot said, even though the documenters is on hold, I'll be there documenting the meeting. I encourage the public to attend the meeting since I've been going. At least no one from the public has come. We definitely put the call out to go to this meeting on Tuesday to hear what's going on. I have a feeling we're not gonna have to worry about that turnout. I think everybody's gonna come through
Yeah.
based on some of the things I've seen. That meeting that you guys had at the Highlander had more folks in there than I've ever seen get together on any subject that has to do with North Omaha personally. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that this Tuesday meeting is gonna be heavy. Brother
Yeah.
McKinney, go. I'm sorry.
Well, nah, I'm just agreeing with you, man. It's just heavy. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking based on kind of some of the attitudes that we've been hearing and perspectives we've been hearing on this. I'm not quite sure how this meeting, is going to shake out.
I'm not either. So that's why we got to have a meeting before y'all meeting. So when people maybe mishear or something's miscommunicated, we could actually respond back. But if we don't know, if we all learn at the same time, then I might mishear something too.
Right.
So just looking out for all of that is has been an interesting process. And again, I just don't know, and so that's kind of why I'm just going in and listening, seeing what they're talking about, and and going from there.
Man.
We know too. Part of this story has to do with the new person running the DED. That was something that was new, and I think Pillin was the one that assigned that person, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm.
So that was one thing. I remember we were talking about a lot of our black leaders leaving positions and stuff like that, and that just happened at the DED. And then very next week, I believe we were reporting that there was a new head, and that Pillin had put that person in place. But we've also been talking to you, hearing that you have been having conversations with Pillin and been feeling pretty good about the way that he's responding to, ultimately he's gonna have to be the one that signs this in. So knowing that you've been having some pretty decent conversations with him, do you anticipate that'll be the same with the head of the DED here?
Yeah, I think it'll be the same. I mean, so our problem is twofold. We got a new governor, new that might have different ideas. But if we're gonna be, I was watching the Shy this weekend, and they had a group session in there. If y'all ain't watched the group session, y'all need to watch the group session because that's the plight of damn near every black male that you can see different black males that going through the same struggle, and they talking about it. But
Mm.
one of the things that the politician was talking about, Vic was talking about, was you know people always coming up to us wanting something, and then get mad if they don't get something. And
Mm,
and so how I'm gonna tie this in is the second problem is we have too many people from North Omaha running to the governor and the DED saying why this was bad or why this is bad, how they should get this and how they should get that. And so it puts the governor and the governor's office in this position to say, now he picking winners and losers. And I feel the problem is if we don't have some kind of transparent process, then that divide that we're creating is just going to give them an opportunity to move these funds somewhere else.
mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
so and so I know for a fact they've been meeting with people. And I know Senator McKinney has some issues with that too, because as long as we keep meeting with people, people are going to have, I'm talking about individually, like 3 or 4 people, then people are going to walk away from those meetings with different communications.
Right.
Mhm.
And it's going to cause more confusion.
Mhm.
Uh, and so at one point, I mean, if you look at even the email rollout, it was only those who were recommended. Then there was everybody can come. I mean, we
Yeah,
can't,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we, at some point you got to look up and say how much of this is intentional and how much is it, just miscommunications.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
But what
Mm.
I'm saying is two sides to it, though. It's the governor's side and his people who maybe have different perceptions of what they want to do with these dollars. But then it also has also us that we're dividing ourselves, and that
Mhm.
that gives them opportunities.
Mm.
To conquer. I mean, that's
Man,
how we got here.
brother McKinney, you back?
I
Yeah,
saw
can
them
you hear me?
just. I saw them just pull around me.
Brother McKinney, you hearing what Brother Wayne is saying? He mentioned that you had a problem with the way that the administrator or the governor, I guess, is meeting with individual people, there was some confusion there. You want to speak on that?
Yeah, I think the frustration for us and is like, let's do this right. And, we went through this whole process. And if anybody had any concerns, I feel like it should have been brought up before the bill was passed. And, as far as like the other side of it with like the community, that's been always a frustrating part. And even going back to when we first, began on this path, we told people we got to stay united if we really want to pull this off in the best way. We still got people in our community who don't want to, be a part of the team. I guess it's about I and how can I, you know, take advantage of this instead of looking at the whole of, how can this benefit the community, and maybe I do or maybe I don't get a piece of it. And that's what frustrates me, is like we still got a lot of selfish people who only thinking about themselves and how they can make some money.
Yeah, I
I,
hear
I,
that.
I'll give you, and people might not remember this, but if they Google the timeline of 1024, Senator McKinney and I put out a $450 million plan that we sat down with community feedback and we wrote. The governor, based off of quote unquote North Omaha leaders, only put $12 million in his budget for North Omaha. $12 million. That's not me talking. That's facts. Because Senator McKinney and I had a press conference right afterwards and said governor doesn't care about North Omaha. And then we went in and fought at a minimum of 150 million, and then fought on the floor against some of our allies
Mm.
to get it up to 325. Got called to the carpet by you all included, and we came on the radio and we was honest about it. And then we're the only ones who went back and got community feedback, and then went back and got another 200 million or 150 million. And we carved out what the community wanted, which was Charles, Drew, and Malcolm X. We added some more dollars to small businesses, what the community wanted. Um, and even after all of that, we got people running up and trying to run around us. And my fear is that just creates a wedge that they can now say, we're going to slow roll these dollars. Here we are, damn near into September. And next session, we can divert them.
Mm. Looking at my notes from a meeting that we had too, I remember you telling us that this the attitude that they have is that well, you guys are getting this money, so we don't need to get you any more money too. And I know that you guys have had efforts to you guys have got a lot of irons in the fire on other
Yeah.
funding. We've been stuck on this 1024 531 stuff, but there's a whole lot of other funding out there that you guys have been going for, and because of the way that everybody's been acting and things have been happening the way they have, making those funds harder to get,
Yeah.
because of that, because those people out there, people out there saying, well, you guys are already getting this big chunk, so why you need any more, already
Hmm.
fighting against that type of stuff too. So interesting stuff. I'm glad that we went through what we went through at the time. We looked at it, and I feel like we looked at it in a way that a lot of other people were looking at it. And I'm glad we did it in real time. And then I'm glad that we asked you guys to come on and explain right after that. Hopefully, that process open up some minds and some open help just with the communication with the city. But there's always going to be some divides here and there. So at this point now, though, um, I feel like you guys especially have gone above and beyond trying to explain what's going on, being transparent, trying and regularly on the show here, making it even more clear. And then you guys have opened your doors up, opened your phones up for people to call and ask questions about it. And now here we are at the next step with the DED, and now it's getting to that point now where we got to kind of wait and see what they're talking about doing, and what they're what's going to happen there. But I will say, going through my notes too from a meeting that we had, First Sky Omaha definitely wants to be a part of keeping track of of some of this stuff. I love this idea of us talking to the businesses that do receive the funds and being a part of the checks and balances here, being a part of making sure that everybody's acting right with it, and all those things, because you guys got that coming in place too. If this money comes through, you guys have checks and balances set in place, ready to make sure that everybody acts right with this money too. Is that right?
Yeah, I think with the special committee that we'll be getting reports from from DED and many other contractors and businesses directly. So I think there's a mechanism to make sure we can report. I mean, there is a mechanism to report out those things and kind of go from there.
Okay. Yeah, we'll keep on touch on top of that too, and in touch there, because we definitely it's not over. I mean, we still got 7 more steps, and then we have what's going to happen over the next 3 years with people that are getting funds. Jumping into the chat real quick, Linda Lathan is in the chat. Good morning. She says, "Wow, is there a map somewhere that details which areas received how much? That's wild." Yeah, we'll get you a link to this whole bill and everything they did. Amy H. Dot said, "Would it ever be possible for say a documenter to take unbiased meetings minutes of these conversations?" Which conversations are you talking about, Amy H. Dot? Which conversations are you trying to document?
Man, I was wondering that same question.
Von Chapman says the Republican Party is concerned about their priorities and how that affects ability to control the process.
Mm.
So I'm gonna challenge Vaughn on this and say it ain't just the Republican Party.
I feel that.
It's
Mm.
it's it's the status quo in general, and there are a lot of Dems on our side of the aisle who feel the same way. To me, this isn't about Republican Democrat. It's about economic development, and that comes down to racial and equity, and it's
Mm.
racial income, property owners versus renters. I mean, to me, it's so many classes that this 1024 531 is affecting that's what it comes down to. Really, is the status quo versus the non-status quo. I mean,
There you go.
I'm sitting down here looking at a park that connects to another park that's probably about $1 billion if you include the illuminarium in it. Talking about $1.2 billion. So Omaha doesn't have a problem figuring out how to raise money and change things if we choose so.
Mm. Wow.
There you go. There you go. Just laid it out. I mean, that's what more do you say?
Go on, drop
What
the
more
mic,
do you
bro.
say?
Go on,
Yeah,
drop the
yeah,
mic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Senator McKinney, you got anything to add or
I would say he hit the nail on the head. It's not about party affiliation. It's about whether or not people want to see North Omaha prosper and be what it's supposed to be. And that goes across racial, political lines, class lines, socioeconomic lines, and things like that. And
Mhm.
I saw the question about like the breakdown. So when we did this, we also had numbers that showed that the need in North Omaha is really double of what is needed in South Omaha. Not to say South Omaha doesn't have needs, but the need in North Omaha is like double that when you look at the numbers. So based on that, North Omaha gets more of the funds, but that doesn't mean South Omaha doesn't get a good portion of it as well. And I
Mm.
think people need to understand that it's not about, you know, the people in North Omaha are trying to take more than South Omaha. It's all based on the numbers. And when you look at the numbers, the need is a lot different in North Omaha. And
Yep.
I
Yep.
think people got to understand that. And one example of that is look at South 24th Street versus North 24th Street as far
Mm.
as the infrastructure.
Mhm.
That's
It's
real.
a lot different.
There you go.
There was
Oh.
even rural parts of Nebraska that got some of this money, right?
Yeah, so Lincoln got over 30 million. Norfolk got 5 million. Western Nebraska in general, which Hastings,
Mm.
they had about 10 to 10 million, 10 million, I think it was. I mean, the total bill of 1024 was about 775 million. We only got 325. So
There you
put that
go.
in perspective. In order for us to get something, we had to almost give half of it away to get the votes. And so that's why it was so important this year that we came back, and uh, that's why we had community forums, and we stood there and took it, and we said, hey, what out of these forums, what are our top needs? And the people said small businesses, some arts and culture. They said Malcolm X and Charles Drew, and we delivered on all four this year.
Yeah, there you go. There you
There you
go.
go, man.
I did want to ask, going back to what Senator McKinney was saying as far as areas and what was asked about a map. You used the term early on. I heard it a lot. I haven't really heard it much, but qualified census tracts. Um, can you kind of explain exactly like what is, in layman's terms, what does that mean? Is there
It's our
a specific zip codes that this money is actually going to?
So it's the it's a high poverty, high unemployment areas that are marked by the federal government, qualified census tracts, and it's used for low income housing and some hub zones and things like that. It's part of those data points, and that's really how we kept it to East Omaha. But to be frank, there's a qualified census tract on 78th and F. 120th in Blondo and 90th in the interstate out there by Walmart.
Mm,
So we try to limit it. But the reason why I think I've been intentional, Miss Senator McKinney have talking about North and South Omaha is because all of downtown is a qualified census tract,
mm,
Mm.
and you got some major developments down here that uh, aren't the intent of our bill.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I've stopped using qualified census tract, although that's the legal term, to make sure that I keep pushing North and South Omaha.
Or
Man, okay,
appreciate
okay.
that.
Well, yeah. Thank
Uh,
you.
bro, it says you got 6 minutes in your own. We're gonna let you guys get going so you got time to walk to the meeting and maybe strategize before you get in the building. 6 minutes to 8 o'clock. So we really appreciate you guys coming on. Want to let you go. We'll definitely have you back next week to hear about how this went, and I will probably see you Tuesday as well.
I wasn't invited to the meeting, so I don't know.
Say what?
That's one of the things we're going to talk about. We
Mm,
never got the email, and so we found out about the meeting because people were complaining about the initial email, and
Wow,
and that's just, I mean, I'm gonna give everybody the benefit of the doubt. That's just miscommunication. But at the end of the day, we can't have these missteps.
man. We might have to have you on Wednesday to talk about it.
Yeah,
But
right,
we'll
right.
be in touch.
Appreciate
Appreciate
y'all.
you. Oh, one more thing, brother Wayne. Brooks said you out here looking like Herbie Husker. So just want to
Yeah, that's what I was trying. I was trying to keep my composure, Brooke. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that while we trying to talk about it.
Well, after Thursday, if they win, that's okay. If they lose, I'm gonna have to switch to a different
I hear that. All right, bro.
hat. All right, y'all.
All right.
All right. Peace, 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 brother McKinney. All right, there you go, brother
Yeah.
Senators Terrell McKinney and Justin Wayne. Wait a minute, I think I didn't let brother McKinney. You still there? Okay, he's gone too.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Appreciate it. We appreciate them coming on and giving us a little insight. Can't wait to hear about what's going on with this meeting, man.
Man,
Uh,
that's crazy to find out. I kind of assumed they got the email. That's crazy to find
that
out.
is
Again, I asked, what do they know, man? That's
plot
yeah.
twist, bro. They're the ones put this thing together, and they ain't invited Trip. We're gonna take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All B, buddy to God. All of you, stay tuned. Be right back, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You're listening to First Sky Omaha Radio, First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the D is
Paul B, the Dove, Buddy, the God,
hey.
going down, man.
Yeah,
First
man.
Sky, you guys, we got chat chimers in the chat chiming up. Really appreciate everybody that's in there. Like
Man,
Pop
bro.
said, those brothers are so awesome. Heard that. Thanking the senators for what they're doing. Paul Philman is in the chat. It says St. Paul, Minnesota has commissioned to look at rebuilding racism impacted part of community. Evansville, Illinois has similar plan.
Okay.
Interesting. We'll have to look into that plan and see what's going on there for sure.
The commission.
Shout out to Linda Lathan who's in the chat as well. We're on Facebook. She says exactly, just driving through, you can see with your own eyes the need. It's all you got to say is South 24th Street, North 24th Street.
Man.
So, Kimber Snipes says South 24th ain't for black people.
Mm.
No, don't feel like, North 24th don't feel like it either a little bit sometimes. It feels like North 24th Street feels a little bit like it's for, I don't know, businesses. There's
Man.
not a whole lot of life going on there.
It's funny you said that because it really kind of struck me as I was in Omaha for Omaha days. Like, what if in 10 years, like North Omaha doesn't like it does Omaha days and West Omaha make as much sense? You get what I'm saying? Like, does what can you see an Omaha Day parade down 108th?
Nah, I can't see it. 24th is going to be, right now they're pushing it to be our historical district. So, because it was the epicenter of business and commerce back in the day, they are going to always, that's going to be that's our historical district. And remember, with this with these millions coming into the area too, there's three areas that are supposed to get really, really, saturated with some of this business and money.
Mm-hmm.
24th Street, 16th Street, and the airport area, or was it 30th? Was 30th supposed to get some of this too? Can't remember.
Not sure. Not sure.
But there's supposed to be some major changes and major business hubs and things that are going to be built. Of course, there's Miss Carmen Tapio's stuff that's happening on 24th on the corner, 24th and Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to change some of the landscape there. So no, man, I don't think it's ever going to move. But what I'm trying to get to is the way the Omaha Days looks when it's Omaha Days. Like, can it be that all the time? Can we get all those vendors out
Man,
there? People, you know what I'm saying? Like how it is every Saturday on South 24th.
man. Definitely would love to see Smoking Doja posted up every weekend, just out there. People dancing out in front of Vital. Like that was
Man,
beautiful. That was beautiful.
yeah, it was dope.
And those are people that are here in Omaha all the time.
Well, I mean, wasn't it a lot of people that came in from out of town too during Native Omaha Days?
Yeah, but I'm saying Smoking Doja's always here. Like,
Oh, you
why?
just mean the businesses are always here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like, why can't we patronize those businesses and still have that vibe
yeah,
more often?
true that. 801. If you believe in the concept of time, you're not in the second hour of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning,
And we I'm really happy we just had the senators on. If you miss any parts of the show, you
man,
can go back and watch it in its entirety on Facebook or YouTube. Check it out, man. Hear what the senators had to say about what's going on. We got an update on 1024. And Brother Wayne, I'm thinking about cutting this out and putting this somewhere later because he,
man,
he broke down the whole story really of and then dropped the mic on us. So that's what's up. Von Chapman in the chat says, like Ricky Smith missing in action, where's the Democratic Party in regards to local voter initiatives?
mm,
Still talking about that part. Democratic Party having the issues that the Democratic Party has. Been talking to a lot of people about independent. Another trying to put another party together. Like a lot of young
yeah,
folks are independents. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about there. Miss Erica, I mean, I'm sorry, Kimber Snipe says that was the second half of the point though. South 24th Street, not for black people. Um, was your point a little earlier there? She said at Paul also had money in the budget for neighborhood engagement. Omaha never has. I really feel like that's kind of the future there. We've been talking about neighborhood associations and neighborhood engagement, and we just to remind people, we put out the challenge this season to join your neighborhood association or start one if your neighborhood doesn't have it. And and then of course the next step would be to find some funds for it. Maybe some of those funds can go to that. Some of the people that will receive some of these money are some of the organizations that's been around receiving money, and they have put statements out that they're going to work with other businesses and other people in the community to do stuff. It could be that hopefully some of the money will get to neighborhood associations and neighborhood clubs and all the things that help get things started in the neighborhood first.
man, man. Man, speaking of that, I mean, like, kind of going back, I'm looking at what also Kimmer is saying a little further down in the chat. She says that they did data on Omaha Days, going back to what we were talking about,
Mm,
of a couple, it looks like a couple of times ago, I guess,
mm,
and found out that majority of the people do live right here in Omaha.
hmm
She says there are a lot of out of towners, but the majority of them live right in Omaha,
That's true.
which means that it can be duplicated. That was the reason why they ran the data, and we know that info, edutainment,
hmm
infotainment, it
hmm
works, man. And like you talk about voter registration, what type of engagement could we get if we really did have intent put towards the deuce and really getting it activated? Oh, what would a voter registration on a Friday night, booth look like down
Yeah,
on 24th if we could actually get some, get that same energy there?
it's a good
Like,
question.
how easy could community engagement and intentional organizing and those things be?
Yeah. Marlon Harrison in the chat. Good morning to you. Appreciate you coming in this morning. Said Carter Lake is always packed on Sundays and it's always a vibe every time I go down there. I hear that. Um, yeah. You know what? When I look at people that got businesses in town like Shawnee with the Island Chill, you know what I'm saying? She's
Hmm,
always
hmm.
that's who tells me more so about what's going on around town and where where she gonna be set up at is where it's going down. You know, so like you see these businesses out at places. You see there's people every time I go out. There's people out. So yeah, it could be like that all the time, but it's just for whatever reason why it's not on 24th. If it was like that more, I think there'd be more businesses that you'd be able to frequent and so on, but just not like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jumping back into the chat, Von Chapman says they finished building out the priority that is Buffettville on 24th Street, Omaha Day, as we know it will change or totally be purposely obsoleted. You think so?
Mm. I
I
mean, I
don't
hope
know,
not,
man.
man. Hope not. I don't know, but I hope not.
He said, "Where's the Democratic Party's engagement in regards to neighborhood associations?" Good question. Kimber
Yeah.
Snipes says, and there is a date of that shows that events like that are prime for voter registration for sure. Lots of vendors up at Carter. Miss Erica Phil says lots of vendors set up at Carter Lake.
Hmm.
Miss Shirley was at the lake yesterday with her petition. Kimber,
Miss Shirley.
Cheryl Weston is in chat. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. She says, good morning. Bringing back 24th Street is not just arts entertainment. It was businesses as well. North 24th Street was Omaha Black Wall Street, bringing back financial and economic legacy. Thank
Man,
you.
definitely, definitely. I mean, we still have questions about what's going on with that Carver Bank situation. That was supposed to be, economic development situation, and haven't really heard much.
Yeah, I mean they've been doing it. I stopped by and talked to Brother Barney once when they were doing their anniversary for that bank. So
Hmm.
they got stuff going on. It could be a matter of it just not getting reported by the mainstream media. So something for us to definitely check with him on and report, see if any of
Definitely,
those dollars are going to any black businesses around.
or how they could.
Yep, yep, for
Yeah.
sure.
Get the information to the people. Speaking of that, I did want to jump into Amy H. Dot's comment. She answered our question about what meetings she was talking about documenting. She says all the private ones with the governor. We don't get press conferences like we should. It gives an air of mistrust. People leaving all these separate meetings with a different take on the situation. Speaking of the mistrust, kind of also reminding of the flat water, article that was released about the economic. I don't know if y'all hear her yelling, but
Yeah, we do.
but yes, the article from Flatwater Free Press about the executive immunity that the governor is kind of calling for, as far as
Right.
his tight lippedness, as far as the lack of meeting. So I definitely need that, and kind of wanted to lead that into our training again. If anyone else is interested in being a citizen journalist and being the fourth estate, um, definitely sign up.
Yeah, yeah. Register. We got that pin on Friends of First Sky Omaha. We'll be letting you know. I think we're going to be back at Elevator Spaces next Saturday. Do not have the graphic up yet for that, but I'll let you know. And of course, on Wednesday, that's when we send out the newsletter to everybody that signed up to let you know when, where, and who is going to be involved there. So we'll talk about that Wednesday for sure, and then hope to see you all there Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, Saturday was pretty awesome. Good
Man,
turnout. We were over at Culture House. Um, it was a really good turnout. I just say it was very entertaining. We didn't get a whole lot of time to finish all the lessons, which was the trip. But we did have fun doing some exercises and stuff like that.
hey, Paul,
And
how about you share? Let me go check a little mom, make sure she all
okay,
right. Make sure she got all her teeth and everything.
all right, sounds good. Everybody said tell her we said hi.
All right. 1 second, y'all. I
Yeah,
apologize.
yeah, yeah. He'll be right back. So yeah, we just wanted to mention that was what was going on Saturdays. That we had a really great turnout. We had an exercise at the end of this turnout that was really kind of hilarious. We were taking a news article and figuring out how many different ways we can display that on social media. So we had somebody take over, take the TikTok, take the Instagram, all these different things. And I guess what we settled on was this news article about this giraffe that came out with no spots. I didn't think it was real. I thought we was making this up. Apparently, this is in the news. But you should have heard the story that we came up behind this. It was the mother drink tainted water and around the red line district of Omaha where the lead is, and this made it so that the baby came out with no spots. And Henry Dorley Zoo wanted to try to do a cover up by painting spots on it, and it was amazing. It was amazing, but it was a great lesson on how you can take a story and story elements, and the story elements were, plot, character, resolution, all the elements of story, and fit it in the kind of in social media. So Instagram, you're gonna do it with an image, and you're gonna do it with a couple lines of dialogue. Somebody started a Twitter feed. Mama God came up with a meme for it. Brother Marlon came up with his TikTok for it. So it was really interesting to tell the story in a bunch of different ways, and have this conversation about how we do get our information, and what we do about that. So interesting stuff. Miss Erica Fell says, I like it being at Culture House. I just need to work out transpo because Boogie works on Saturday instead of during the week now. We're going to be at Culture House at least half the time, for sure. So it'll be interesting to do it at both places. There's advantages at both places. Shout out to Flatwater Free Press that are getting us over there at the elevator building as well. So it should be cool. Marianne Williams says, Paul, I don't believe enough of us are looking at further diminished capacity in the prison, and I hope others start banging that drum hard. Well, we have brother Terrell McKinney on that's really a proponent for prison reform. We definitely talk about this a lot. Yeah, that is something that we'll keep on talking about for sure. Kimber Snipe said, teacher said he bringing a ruler next time. Yeah, we had a good time. I just put it was definitely like a mini Chad Chambers kickback. We had a good time Saturday, so hopefully we can get that in again when we love for that. Von Chapman in the chat says, although you get them to register to vote for you will never, you're never going to get people to actually vote if you don't give them a reason to vote. Yeah,
Mm,
it's kind of hard to make a decision to vote sometime when it's the lesser of two evils
yeah,
time every time you go. You know.
yeah, most of the time.
Paul Fillman says media has not been allowed in state prisons for many years. Now, Inspector General role is to undercut, so he can't see what's going on inside the prison either.
Mm,
Brother Philman, I'm working with Metropolitan Community College. As a matter of fact, I had to go through the whole background check and everything so I can get in there with a camera. So we're going to be in there talking about the reentry program, but I'm anticipating that I'll be able to talk to a lot of brothers that have some stories to tell. I'll be doing some interviews in there as well. So we'll see how much I'll be able to bring media into the prison and figure out what's going on, or first Sky Omaha will. So we'll be looking for that. Can't wait to hear some of your feedback on some of those things as well, and get some of your advice on that. Very much so. Rick Fulton is in the chat, says, see you at the meeting tomorrow. I'm getting my project funded. That's what's up.
there you go.
You determined to do that, or did you already get word? You can take that comment a couple different ways. We'll
Yeah,
see
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So anyway, yeah, appreciate that very much. He says USA hoops are rolling over Greece. Okay, bringing in some information there. Also, Miss Kimber Snipes, I told you I got you. So I'm glad you guys are talking to each other about that.
Yes.
Keep on talking about getting together on Saturday. It's a real good time. So appreciate that very much. So Rick Fulton says my project was not recommended by Olson. Yep, yep,
Yeah.
we know about that.
But you got an opportunity to try again through the DED.
There
So
you go.
there you go.
Yep.
I don't know if you mentioned it again while I was gone, but speaking of getting together on Saturdays, I know you and I had talked about, if anyone has any friends, any children, again,
Yep.
it's again the trainings are open to the community.
Yeah.
I believe the average reading level is at seventh grade, seventh grade, reading level. So as a
Wow.
journalist, if you can write, yeah, right. Again, if you can write at a seventh grade reading level, then you know, you're eligible.
Interesting.
Because I mean, you want the information to be available, and for people to be able to comprehend what's going on at the kind of lowest common denominator, if
Sure
you
enough.
will. So you kind of make the information as available as possible. So again, if you can read and write at a seventh grade level, then you can come be a journalist.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you have any young people at home that you think might be interested, or you want to just drag them along, bring them through, or any friends, family, let's tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah, we're really looking for people, new people to this whole process. People that like to write, young folks, young black individuals in our neighborhoods that got access to our neighborhoods, that want to tell our stories and help other people tell their stories. So yeah, Miss Erica Felt, tell Boogie to quit and come on Saturday. We need his youthful energy in the room. I'm just kidding. Kimber Snipes, weird thing about you too says my son loves writing, but he works till 3. Everybody working on
Okay.
Saturday morning, so
Mm, okay.
yeah. So we'll figure it out. This is just the first iteration of some of the trainings that we're doing. We definitely have more plans for more training, and we get some feedback on some good times. We can even change the times up for the next set of classes and things like this. This is something that we're
Yeah.
going to try to make ongoing. Because it's an ongoing process to look for journalists. It's an ongoing process to sharpen those skills, and lots of training is needed, and not to mention technology changes all the time. There's a lot going on that we need, and for the stories, like these really important stories I hear, like how like the draft was born with no spots. We really need writers and people to
Man, is
come
that
out.
real? Is that a real picture?
It's a
That
real
that looked like AI, man. I don't know. Is that real?
It's a real picture, bro. It's a real picture, but I'm sure whatever story is behind that is not as good as the one we came up on Saturday. So, if you missed it, then you missed it. It was great. Von Chapman says, by the way, congratulations to the U.S. men's and women's track teams. Sha'Carri Richardson,
Shakari.
Sha'Carri
Shakari Richardson, the new Flojo.
the man. Come on now, is she the new FloJo like that?
Man, I mean, she got the nails to match, bro.
FloJo was a phenomenon. She is a prime example of working hard to overcome adversity. Yeah, they kind of wrote
Yeah.
her off for a minute, and she came
Yeah,
back and
yeah,
killed
yeah,
the
yeah.
game.
She act like she was, killing the kids with the weed, like Ricky said.
Um, it's doing this show the way we do it, where we have regular chat chimers come on. Is sometimes I forget that new people don't know what we talking about sometimes. So, what Buddy just was referencing was a time in the past where Pete Ricketts got on a press conference and said, if you buy weed, you're killing your kids. Those were his words, and so I guess if
Yeah.
you have anything to do with marijuana, then you're killing kids. I guess.
And that's how they treated Shakari Richardson,
They really did. They really did. And
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, trip out. But that's why it's such a significant thing. She came back and beat everybody like this and beat and
yeah,
beat records.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, that's
kudos to her. Yeah, I'm with you on that, brother Chapman.
anything else on your hearts and minds? Go ahead and put it in the chat. We'd
Yeah.
love to talk to you about any of these things. Of course, we have some other things to talk about, stories to get into, and things to talk about here. Mostly, we were hoping to really kind of hang and talk to the brothers senators about what's happening next with this 1024, and we're also anticipating Brother Qasim coming in as well. So we will definitely talk to him about what's happening with the B.A.A. Should be on shortly, so stay tuned for that. And all that good stuff. So definitely let us know what it is that you guys are thinking about. What's on top of your mind in the news, especially. I think we need to talk a little bit about what is going on with Trump and all the indictments. The 19 people that
Man.
walked into jail, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Omaha connection and all these
Man,
things.
we definitely gonna have to dive into that here in a second. I did want to acknowledge the chat because it's
Yeah,
going off. I was just looking at that. They're bringing some more information. Pops in the chat saying she is bad. Yes, yes.
yeah.
That woman saying I have to say that as soon as I said why I wasn't coming, two wonderful women offered to give me Kimra and
That's
Whitney.
what I'm
I
talking about.
love y'all. That's dope. She also says she was in mourning, reminding us of the situation again when Shakari Richardson
Mm,
was found, with marijuana in her system. I think during a test, like a athlete's test.
hmm
Um, she said she was in the morning. Her mother had just passed. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
She said she was in mourning, trying to process a death and stay in the race. To begrudge her cannabis when she was in a legal state was foul.
man.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I mean, try to
And
write her
still, she
off,
was
man.
still whooping them high. So that's how.
Man. And
Uh,
then Brooke says she only talked to black media. So,
I was that's what I didn't know that one. I'm tripping on that. She's like, I'm only gonna talk to black media. That's what's up. So she recognized who counted her out.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Loving to count me
Yeah.
out.
Man. All right. All right. Uh,
Pop says she was only fractions of a second off the FloJo world record,
I'm
bro.
telling you, man, with the nails to match. With the
Old
nails
heads,
to match.
old heads remember FloJo, bro. FloJo was a phenomenon for real.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so that's what's up. We got the new FloJo. I'm here. I'm here for it. Here.
Yeah, man. There you go. There you go. So moving along, man. In other news, before we get on with brother, um, uh, man,
But what did
Qasim.
little mama put a spell on you back there? What
Yeah,
happened?
no, I just
Was she first of all? She okay, little
yeah,
mama?
she fine. She fine. And she was trying to drink some coffee. I guess she had got her hands on somebody's iced coffee. It was trying to get me to open the door. And she had the big puppy dog eyes with the coffee in her hand. Like, can you take the top off? No, you don't
Yeah.
need to be drinking coffee. You're fine.
You know she do that when you ain't looking. She be like, "Where are the cookies? I gotta dip them in this coffee." She the ringleader.
Uh, but yes. Before we get over, brother Kasim, looking for diving into this Trump story, man, because it's hitting on multiple fronts there, and it's
Man,
getting deeper. The more, of course, I'm here in Atlanta, so I heard the news first and foremost. I actually apparently know some people that are working at the facility, Fulton County Jail, where he is, or at least where he was booked.
for
He's not
real.
there anymore. But apparently he was only there for 9 minutes. Came in, came out. But the infamous mug shot, everybody was wondering if he was going to get a mug shot. Of course, he didn't. He slipped away from New York without getting a mug shot. But here you are, Trump and his cronies. Quite interesting as you see to his. I guess if you're looking at the picture to the left of Trump, Rudy Giuliani, who quite interestingly is the author or the architect of the RICO
Mm.
charge. He, again, when he was the mayor of New York, came up with the RICO to get organizations in New York, and now he's getting hit with a RICO. Just
Poetic justice, like George Lucas said. Everything.
man. So again, for those of you who aren't aware of what's going on with the situation, this is one of many, many situations that have been haunting Trump over the last couple of years. And now he has finally been booked and mugged for, or at least his mugshot for a criminal case, uh and 8 against Trump and 18 of his allies accused of subverting Georgia's 2020 presidential election. And again, this is just beginning. Of Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis, who is a sister. He has a couple sisters on his head, as the DA in New York is also a black woman, so called, and she is charging Trump and the rest of the group, which includes lawyers, federal officials, of people accused of trying to secure fake electoral votes, which we'll get into in a second, for Trump, and people alleged to have broken into election equipment with racketeering charges. So again, um, Slim Thug isn't the only one getting hit with RICO in
Mm.
Atlanta.
Come on, Slim Thug. Like, yeah, you too.
Man,
Put Miss Kimber Snipe says the
she
mugshot
she
helped
makes
him
you.
raise millions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How so? I'm kind of curious.
As soon as that went up, people were like, his supporters started raising funds.
Mm.
I guess they thought, I don't know, for bail, for his campaign. This is the first time stuff has happened. This man is running for president, by the way, and is the front runner in the
Yes.
Republican Party. That's the
Yes.
significant part too.
And it is being reported that he's trying to kick the can down the road for this trial so he can potentially pardon himself.
Interesting. Uh, I think Trump referred to Fannie with the N word. Did he? Nah,
Really?
he ain't. I don't know. He put it past him. Nah, Pops, you got to find that one for me. I
Yeah.
need to hear that. Linda Lacy says that's exactly what I asked. Like raising money for what? For his campaign, for his presidential campaign, to get, first of all, raising money for his bail and for
Lawyer fees.
lawyer fees. Von Chapman says the only two black folk being indicted with Trump, one is still in jail with no resources to get out, and the other has ties to Omaha. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Has anyone black ever survived their relationship with Trump? That, man,
Starting with Omarosa. Starting with
you
Omarosa.
took me all the way back to Omarosa with that one, bro.
Man.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. Could you put that picture back up real quick? I want to see
Oh
that
dang.
because we definitely
Uh
got to talk about this Omaha connection. We definitely
I'm
got.
mad we both went back to Omarosa, but I mean Omarosa was kind of crazy back in the day too. So,
I mean, in the end, it turned out Omarosa was not as crazy as everybody was thinking.
true.
So you see the young lady way down in the corner on the right there. Interesting stuff we finding out about this young lady. First of all, she has Omaha ties, Omaha connection. She's from Omaha. I think she's living in Atlanta.
Yes. Well, was. Or
She was okay.
is.
And we haven't been talking about it much. It's been in the news, of course. Pop says anyone white ever survived Trump. Really, Giuliani sitting there looking right next to him like I didn't
Man,
survive Trump.
man.
Uh, but yeah, Omaha connection here for sure. So and it's interesting the story. This woman worked for Kanye West at one point. They're really kind of like trying to dig in and find out what's going on. And can't blame the news outlets for doing that. She is from Omaha, and there's Omaha connection here. There's only a certain amount of people here on this picture. One of them is from Omaha, so they're going to talk about it in a real way and kind of dig into that thing. But I have gotten some texts and emails and stuff from some people who are getting questions from certain news groups, trying to dig into her family stuff and uh, leaving a little bit of a bad taste on how this is being represented a little bit. I mean, she's indicted here. She's associated with Trump. We don't need to start digging up the family stuff and everything here in Omaha. Like, let's
Mhm.
talk about if she's in the news right now. We can do that. So yeah, I just kind of I think it's interesting that the way that some of the news groups are trying to jump on this. It's low hanging fruit about well, here's somebody from North Omaha that's involved with this thing. That type of attitude. I'm not with it.
Mm.
There's too many other stories here on just on this sheet that we're looking at. Giuliani by himself.
Man. Just a complete irony of the architect of the Rico getting hit with a Rico.
We got a priest down here. I mean, we can go on and on about this, but it is interesting that there is somebody who's associated. Now she's in the news. Don't really know much about her, but there was an article out there that was talking about her conversations, her part in this. Pretty wild stuff. It sounded like pretty wild
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I guess kind of getting into it. I mean, and again, this is all on the behalf of Trump. Like this is all in an attempt to get Trump in office. Let's keep all of this in the front of our minds.
Mm, mm,
But yes, this young woman in this picture, her last name is Cootie,
mm-hmm,
Trevarian Cootie,
mm-hmm,
and the indictment lists a series of phone calls between Cootie and another Trump co-conspirator, Harrison Floyd, from 2021. Before Cootie traveled from Chicago to Atlanta, Cootie then allegedly traveled to Freeman's home and told a neighbor she was a crisis worker looking to help Freeman. Again, Freeman was a poll worker. According to the document, Cootie later set up a meeting with Freeman, which Floyd attended by phone, and the two allegedly attempted to convince her to make false statements about her role in the vote count, which Willis has amounts to witness tampering. Willis's office has not released a statement explaining Floyd's continued stay in jail. So apparently, this is the co-conspirator that I think Pops was mentioning in the chat that is still in jail. Floyd, Harrison Floyd.
mm,
Floyd was also charged with allegedly attacking an FBI officer who kicked on this door earlier this year to serve him a subpoena in relation to the U.S. Justice Department's investigation of their efforts to overturn the 2020 election. So, again, Floyd, who is a former Marine and MMA fighter, chased after two officers who served him with the subpoena in his home in Maryland
mm.
back in 2021.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So again, impersonating officials, uh, kind of leaning on witnesses to get them to change their testimony.
Right.
I
Wild
mean,
stuff.
it sounds pretty gangster to me. Pretty fitting
Uh,
for a Rico.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's yeah. So I don't know. Anybody know this person? I don't know what to say. Really, I mean, the only reason why we've been talking about this stuff, and we haven't really gone into like this whole Trump arrest and indictment and all these things, just because if it's going down, it's going down. We'll see what's happening, and it's not like the chat is going off about talking about this too much. It's in the news because this woman is from Omaha. Okay, you know what I mean. What about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Anybody know who this person is? Anybody have any ties to her? Like we were talking about it earlier, man. Like this is if you're from Omaha, then you related to somebody around town.
Oh yeah,
Watch how we speak about her, But at the same time, you
I'm
know, what's the
I'm
news here?
just the whole operation. Again, this is to get Trump in office. It's mind boggling, and the fact that he's, as you mentioned, now again the front runner. I don't know if anybody saw the video of the other candidates raising their hands saying they would support Trump. I think all but one Republican candidate
Is that
said
right?
that they would. Yeah, yeah,
At the debate that you just had?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, you guys in the chat are tripping. Ronnie Shields, what's up, man? Out in California says he will get the funds. He always do. That's right.
Mm.
He does. Uh, Brooke says she did it and she'll do it again.
Man, yo, yo, yeah. I heard she was doing some crazy stuff when she was working for Kanye, and yeah, people are on social media. I don't know, how much truth there is, but I mean, pictures worth a thousand words.
Man. Von Chapman says I now have questions about and for flat water free press journalists. Okay. Yeah. Let
Mm.
us know about what that is. Let us know about what that is for sure. We did talk about that. Floyd will be the first to turn in Trump to get out of jail. Hmm.
Yeah, Floyd again. Harrison Floyd is
Okay.
I believe is the gentleman, the bald gentleman
You
in the
think you
picture.
you think he'll do it? Okay. You see, he'll turn them in. He'll snitch on them, huh? Miss Sarah Weston in the chat says, please let your audience know North Omaha Turnback Tax meeting tonight at MCC at 5:30, room 112, also virtual. The flyer was sent to your email. There will be close to 200 million available. Okay, for turnback tax. So we talked about turnback tax. Like we were saying, man, there's 400 million coming to North and South Omaha ARPA funds that the senators are going up to talk to the DED about today. But there's also other funds out there like this turnback tax. So definitely check that out. She said North Omaha turnback tax meeting tonight at MCC at 5:30, room 112.
Mm-hmm.
Which building? Which building? Which building is room 112? Man, let us know. It's
Hmm.
also virtual. We'll put the flyer up on Friends of First Sky Omaha. 200 million available, so we'll see. Pop says if she worked with Kanye, she may have picked up his pro-Trump views. I didn't really think of that. That's true.
Or he may have picked it up from her.
Yeah, yeah. You never know. Von Chapman says Floyd is low-hanging fruit for the prosecution.
Oh yeah.
Think so? It'll be interesting to see, man. I mean, we it'll be interesting to see. Black community is definitely affected by this. Is Floyd. This is who he's talking about. That's Floyd right there, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, she did it, and she'll do it again.
Man, I mean, it's quite the mugshot.
Marlon Harrison says they were going in on her mugshot on social media. A couple of people said she looks like she's about to be. Y'all tripping, y'all tripping. Look, man, like I said, this is probably somebody's sister, cousin. We in Omaha, you know what that means. So we got to be cool. We got to be cool. But like I said, it's only news because she's from Omaha for us. Um, and also because they're trying to seek out news about her, they're trying to go in on family, man. They're trying to like go find family
Yeah,
members.
that's ridiculous. That's I mean, whatever she has going on, she has going on. And, if she is guilty, I guess I want to put that out there.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, also we can't like this guy's running for president. Like we again.
very true. Okay, moving on from that. Moving on from that. It's 8:35 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we definitely got some other things to talk about. And I'm trying to look at my phone here, seeing what's going on, brother Qasim. Hopefully
Hopefully all
he's
is well.
yeah, hopefully he's on his way. We're still waiting on that. But yeah, thanks for everybody who joined into the chat and has got a lot to say on these subjects. Some pretty funny stuff. I want to remind everybody again about this turnback tax man situation. Definitely, this is another one of those grants that can bring some money into North Omaha if you have the resources to be able to apply for those and all those good things. Uh,
Today.
today, go check it out. She said there was a flyer that came in the email. I'll find that flyer, put it on Friends of First Sky Omaha so you can make that meeting. In the meantime, between time, brother Qasim, I see him waiting in the wings, man. We're gonna bring him in, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Qasim from the B.A.A. Black Agenda
Hey,
Alliance.
What's
What's going on?
happening?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
peace, peace,
All
peace.
right. How's everything going, fellas?
All
Good,
is
man.
well. All is well, man. Definitely good to hear from you. Thanks for working this in your morning.
Appreciate you guys.
Man,
Man.
we've been looking forward to this, bro. Looking forward to catching up with you, man. We got some plans. Buddy's gonna be back out here in September, and we want to come out there and check out what you guys got going on, man. But I know you got tons of announcements and stuff like that. Before you get to them, let me just ask you personally, brother. You've been doing some traveling. You've been doing a lot of stuff going on. How you been? How's your mental health holding up and your body holding up and your soul? What's going on with you?
Man, I'm strong.
Right.
I
Man.
feel good. I'm still processing the Vegas situation, man.
Okay.
You know, that whole thing there was crazy from start
Yeah,
to finish.
I hear that.
So I'm still processing that. My mental health is it's as good as it's going to be for now, you know. So
Yeah.
I ain't snapped nobody neck.
Okay.
No. There you go. There you go.
You
And the
see me
work
start
continues,
wilding
man.
out, man. Tap me on my shoulder, man.
Hey, it's always a good sign. When necks
Uh,
start snapping, you might need to take a little vacation. I understand. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, this brother just came off the plane, bro, with the champ.
Man.
Terrence Bud Crawford, man. He's a personal bodyguard to Bud Crawford. So he's out there in Vegas, man. He's out there globe trotting, cloud hopping, doing all the things. And I was happy to see that, bro. I was happy to see it for a bunch of different reasons, not just you personally being a part of this thing, but also Bud.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want Bud to keep breathing here. So we know if you standing there, he going to.
yes, sir.
So you know what I'm saying. So we appreciate everything you do, my man.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. You able to get some rest? Did the trip wear you out? You able to get some rest when you get back? When you got back?
Yeah, you know, I had to continue the work that I do here.
Yeah,
You know, kind of put me behind just a little bit, but it was worth it. So
yeah,
I've been
Man.
trying to
But
make sure that I get my rest. Very important.
man.
So I feel good.
It is important. It is important, but it's also important to have a good team. I mean, I just kind of hit me like really to think, you're still working as far as doing your security work and working with Bud. And at the same time, the B.A.A. is making big moves, opening new centers and or new facilities, and I see a lot of posts as far as your survival camp. So can you kind of get into aside from your security work, what is the B.A.A. What do you have going on, man? What is the word? It's a lot going on, it seems.
So the Urban Survival Club, that's something that we've been flirting with for some time now. And that's like I, brought mentioned before, teaching them how to fish, how to hunt, how to shoot. This coming week, we have a class called Knowledge of Self. For us, being nationalists, the Black Agenda Alliance, like I just got done hearing the conversation about art funds and all that. We particularly we trend and follow uh, the tenets of the Honorable Marcus Garvey. So the conversation about art funds and all that's all good, but it's semi foreign. It's really foreign to civilized individuals, man, that feel as if, in my mind, and the way we operate, we must do for self, first. I'll always push that. And we've been conditioned to sit back and wait, man. And then so what happens when the well run dry? So why
Mm,
not put yourselves in a position to win? And then there's nothing wrong with tapping into the system. The system, that's what it's there for. So shout out to our elected officials for being in that, putting themselves in that position and in that fire and delivering information and stuff like that. But for us, it's the self sufficiency. So with the Urban Survival Club, which is specifically for our youth, for the youth in the ghetto, black children, because black children deserve to have safe spaces for themselves, in which and where they can be themselves, in
mhm.
which and where they can learn culture, who they are, where they come from, etc. They deserve that. And there are no entities in this city currently that I know of that allows them that safe space, and it matters. I mean, you come and you see how my children or the boys that we have, how they conduct themselves. It's a total difference. You know what I mean? And so they deserve to be them. So we're giving them carpentry as a trade,
Mm.
um, which is ran by my brother, James Henley, also a part of the Bud Camp. We call him Hard Jaw, um,
Mm-hmm.
but Hard Jaw, man. So we just, man, that's what it come down to for the Urban Survival Club. I've been flirting with projects here and there just to get to this point, and now we're here. We're launched and we're official.
That's
Okay.
what's up.
Okay. So for anybody with young people out there that want to get them involved, how can they tap in?
Go to the Black Agenda Alliance page, see on my T-shirt. Tap in there or Qasim Shabazz on social media. Just reach out to us. Our class, I didn't even, you notice I promoted it after we began, man. We're full, you know,
Mm.
Wow.
we're full, bro. I don't have and then so the hardest part to that is also finding men that are consistent and committed to the process. The brothers that are a part of the Black Agenda Alliance, they do wonderful because they're going through a repetitious. We go through things repetitiously in regard to like school of thought and discipline and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit different. It's like a community within a community. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Love that. I was going to ask you about the turnout. You said you're already full, so you can't even really take any more. Is this going to be a seasonal thing? How long is the program?
I plan on running it all the way up until about November. However, there's we'll have a situation whereas there will be a series of classes dealing with mental health, but the way we deal with mental health is from that slave shit point of conversations about mental health and not wanting to deal with the historical stuff that we've been through, and ignoring the stuff that we go through. Like I really appreciate Terrell and Justin pointing out the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and all of this stuff is intentional. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? North Omaha is intentional. Our
Mm-hmm.
condition is intentional, and unless we're willing, like for example, we have a project coming up October 1st. I haven't announced it yet, but it's called the reversal of the Willie Lynch.
Mm.
Okay, and we've already ordered all of our material. We be going hood to hood with that particular campaign. One, get membership. Two, getting the brothers involved, and also offering access to life insurance because it's the life insurance that breaks the generational. It helps build generational wealth. And
Mm-hmm.
we're oftentimes not prepared. We're not ready. You see a lot of GoFundMe's and all that. Just the conditioning. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So we know that everything, which is why they got rid of Garvey, which is why Malcolm had to go, which is why anybody who ever historically showed any type of real effect for us, man, they had to check out.
Mm-hmm.
They checked them out.
Yeah, especially when it came to financial stuff, monetarily gaining self sufficiency and power.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, man. Me and Buddy, I don't know, we haven't really talked to this about this with you, off camera yet, but we've been really on this on the Earn Your Leisure cats, man, and 19 Keys and all the cats that are on YouTube, really kind of talking about these things, man. They talk a lot about like the insurance
Man.
game and everything else that we're all kind of learning all these things as we go. I love the fact that you guys are over there on that, man, on this generational wealth path, and teaching young folks. I mean, we say it all the time, and one two things they don't teach in school is money and relationships. Two things you need,
Man,
the two things you need in life that you don't get taught in school, and we need our own kind of situations here to be able to do that. So appreciate you guys on that
yeah.
tip, man. And you still got the flag football teams and stuff like that going on too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We get busy. We just ended the season. Excuse me. We just ended the season not long ago. I'll be posting pictures and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I actually have brothers in position to take that thing over next spring,
Oh wow.
um,
Beautiful.
so that I can continue to do the Urban Survival Club portion. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? This
Bro.
is about turning things over. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
That's
sir.
what this is about. So all of those brothers so happen to also be members of the Black Agenda Alliance.
That's what's up, man. I love that.
There you
We
go,
still we
man.
still trying to we still trying to get that first Sky Omaha team together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, bring
Yeah.
them.
Sponsor a team, bro.
Man, bring them.
Yeah, in due time, in due
Yeah.
time. But that's definitely the definition of teamwork, making the dream work. Kind of as you say, and being able to expand that way. I also wanted to mention, as Paul talked about, not just the finances, but relationships and communicating. Can you kind of speak to the podcast studio that you have, and kind of what the vision, what that is, and the new space that you have? And are you partner with the 100 Black Men, or
No. Uh, Black Men United. So we're actually in
there we go?
Willie Hamilton's
Right,
space.
right, okay.
Mm.
We got the upstairs office and all that type of stuff. So we will be starting a show, which you guys see is called the People's Revolt Show,
Mm,
and it's a podcast dealing with all of those things, in particular, finances and relationships and strategies of war. I mean, even with us with the Black Agenda Alliance, man, we require the bare minimum, which is really the maximum. But we as a people, we have a hard time. We struggle with the bare minimum. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? So if you're paying your dues and you're showing up every now and then, man, we can get somewhere. You see? So
Mm-hmm.
that podcast is hopefully they don't shut us down quickly, but we're gonna come with that fire, man, within another maybe 2 weeks.
okay.
That's
Okay.
what's up,
Man, looking
bro.
forward to it.
Let us know how we can help any of that.
Yeah,
That's
for
our
sure.
that's our lane for real. On the audio tip. So that's what's up. I love to hear that. We need more. I was just telling somebody that the other day. Like a lot of good podcasts, a lot of good information out there, but there ain't no need to compete. This is all collaboration. We can have
Yeah,
50 more podcasts out here, still won't get all the information black folks need to do black folk stuff.
right.
So we appreciate you guys venturing into the media game as well, for sure on that. That's what's
Appreciate
up.
it.
Yeah, man. Beautiful, bro. Well, I know that you said you said you announced something. You didn't say you said that you hadn't announced it yet. This new thing that you got coming on. When's that announcement happening? When are you gonna let the world know what else is going on over there?
I mean, we got a variety of things. There's a couple of things I don't want to speak on just yet. You
Okay.
know,
I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you to sneak in the
I know,
information.
man. I know, man. Shoot, man. I like to bring it to you when it's hot, when it's
Yeah,
when it's when it's
There you go.
concrete,
yeah, I feel that.
because that's what makes sense. I don't, so as far as the land go, the land is going good. We'll actually be up there um Sunday. We'll be up there Sunday from 9 to 12,
Okay.
cleaning up and getting ready for bonfires and hayrack rides or whatever for the kids and stuff like that. So that's a steady process. That land is shit, man. Me and my guy, we just went over there, man. We had to cut, man. It took us like 2 days because we had let it get away from us. It was crazy.
Mm.
And we're on hustlers, we're on riders, man. So uh it was pretty comical. Uh,
Yeah, to cut all that, cut it all down, and then
man,
getting out of hand. That's
man,
funny.
we had
It
to
don't
cut.
take long, does it?
No, it don't take long
Yeah.
No,
at
yeah.
all.
As far as like supplies or anything, do y'all need more gloves or like
Yeah.
what?
Always, man, we could always use more gloves, more
Okay.
bodies. Anything anybody want to bring, weed whackers, hedgers, all that stuff. So manpower is the key to this thing. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
chainsaws, whatever people want to bring or whatever. We're open.
You
Okay.
have
Okay.
you guys do this every week? I mean, obviously you don't do it every week, but like how frequently do you are you guys out there on the land, tending to it where we can send volunteers and people over to you?
We out there regularly, usually on Sundays, but
Okay.
this Sunday is going to be like a community where we open it up, and anybody who want to be a part of it can come and be a part of it.
Love that.
So
Tell me a little bit about your ideas for the land again. Like we want to update on you guys got other plans and other things like what do you envision happening on the land when you get to the place that you're trying to get to?
yeah, man. So we need a facility that we can call our own. Olympic
Mm-hmm.
pool,
Mm.
basketball court, weight room, gun range. All of that stuff. So horses, we plan on putting horses up there, and bringing the black cowboy back to the city. You
Man.
know, uh, so that's
Man.
all of that stuff, and we did pay for the property. Property's paid for, so we don't have those issues. Just
Beautiful.
that we keep up on the taxes and stuff like that. So
Wow.
other than that, basically creating a space for us, man.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, and I'm like you. I had one brother, a couple of the brothers jumped on my thread the other day about me sending them brochures or pamphlets. I said, "Shit, man, I send you the blueprint. I give you
Word.
the blueprint there because it's not ego. It's not this. The more of this we can produce, the better.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
People, we should have more than one source so that it's repetitious. You see what I'm saying? So if I can give somebody the blueprint to the football league, man, take it. Urban
Man.
Survival Club, take it. But what it come down to is consistency and how not a lot of people want to work too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with other people's kids and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say it must be tough to find facilitators that are in there on a regular basis and really, really committed to that. That's a call that you always are putting out there, right? For men to come, especially and be a part of be leaders to these kids and be out there consistently. I'm sure that's a tough one. I'm finding trouble myself just finding consistency in people in general,
Mm-hmm.
to do what they say they're gonna do and everything else. So I can imagine it's even harder there. But it's not. It looked like you got a good team though, man. Every time I turn around, it looked like you got people added to the team. I'm seeing photos of you guys out there with people with certificates. You know what I'm saying? Like people that you are putting through programs, and it seems like you got a steady build of some good folks out there. Is that's how I'm seeing it?
yeah, it's a process, and that's the slogan in our pamphlet. I wish I had one around me, but it's the bird builds his nest little at a time.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
we have an issue with patience, and
Mm.
that's why our condition is the way that it is because we don't we
Man.
don't want to we don't want to do the repetitious work. You know what I mean? So for
That's
any
the real work.
civilized people, it's been difficult. It's going to be difficult, and then you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'm not going to get caught up in this horse ride, man, with funding and all that, man. That shit, I've never received not one penny,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
not one. Okay, the
And
people
Yeah.
of the community been donating, and that's what's been keeping this thing alive. And that's the point that I want to prove, that we want to prove, is that all we need is each other. You see what I'm
man,
saying? So if you're afraid to be black, I'm not the one you want to be around. I'm just not the one.
Word.
man,
I
I've
hear
been
that.
saying it. We all we got. We all we got at the end of the day. I mean, and to that note, some people will say that look at not getting funding as a hindrance, but it seems like you're not even really putting that in your mind. But I am curious, like, are you receiving any pushback, or have you received, are you seeing any hurdles that people are trying to put in front of you?
It's the pushback that I see is laziness.
Mm.
That's the only. And as far as hurdles, um, the thing about coming at this thing authentically, I like I said on the land the other day, man. I've read enough stories about Malcolm and Garvey and Mansa Musa. I've read enough stories to know what I got to do, just like the majority of us. So as far as a hindrance, I mean, who else? What other structure in the city can say that they bought 8 acres of land? You see what I'm saying? Who else can say, hell? I mean, how much of this funding that's coming through the city are they allowing us to utilize towards purchasing property?
Man,
You
Mm.
man, I
understand
mean,
what I'm saying? So they're not giving you funding. They're not giving you art funds to go buy land. And then they want to control it. Then they want to tell you how you can spend it. You see what I'm saying? So how long are we going to allow ourselves to have this game played with us? You see what I'm saying?
Nice.
So
mm-hmm.
um, where would the wrong be in that? How
Feel
long?
that.
How long will we go through this?
Feel that very strongly. Feel that very strongly. You know, us over here for Sky Omaha, we played the game, but we had to start from a agreement between Buddy and I. If we don't get $1, we're gonna keep doing this. This is too important. So we start with that. They can't take nothing away from us if we gonna do it anyway for free.
And they
So
tried.
and they try.
We'll
Right.
leave it at that.
Yeah. So that's number one. Number two is, you know, the support of the community. Like we gonna do this as long as the community supports us as well. And we gotta start there. You know, in order to get to some next levels, we are in this thing, we play the game, we go for the funding, we do the thing as well in order to get to the next level. That's our bag. But I gotta say, the spirit of us deciding that, you know, this has gotta be for us by us, man, you guys embody that and we
Yeah.
look at you for that example. So I appreciate what you have decided, how you've decided to do it that way, because it does. It gives black folks more strength, more power, more feeling of yeah, we can do it. Look at these brothers doing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And do it
Let's
for self.
go for it. Do for self, bro. Like it's you're a constant reminder that that's where we really got to start. So
Thank you.
like, can't tell you how much we appreciate you and looking forward to really kind of going in on doing some more stuff with you guys, man. And we got it in our plans for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
So whenever you get on that reverse Willie Lynch and you need some, amplification of that, yeah, let us
Yeah.
know. Let us know. We
Yeah.
down.
it's really real.
Actually, man, I wanted to. Our launch date for that is October 1st.
Okay.
Mm.
Most people don't know that September is uh, Life Insurance Awareness Month.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay,
Did not know that.
so
Okay.
we gonna do little things here and there. So when we hit the streets, like I said, we'll have the literature. We'll have access to life insurance. We'll have access to becoming a member of the Black Agenda Alliance. We got a lot of hitters too. We
Mm.
got a lot of hitters, man. They'll be making themselves known soon, but
Yeah. We were
we want to
actually
appeal. We want to appeal to us. You know what I mean? We
right,
want to
right.
appeal to the stone the builders rejected. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? So
Mm.
that's what we want. You know what I mean? We want the hitters, man. We want everybody that been looked down up on, frowned on. We want the kids that get kicked out of school, man. We want it the hard way, man.
I feel that, bro.
The real
So
work.
needed. We only got about 3 minutes left in the show, bro. I wanted you to give me if you can tell me two things in like a couple minutes. Number one, I want to know. I want to hear some words from you on Black August. We've been talking about it a lot lately. Is this something that the B.A.A. celebrates? Is this something that you guys do anything for around this time? And then the last thing, I just wanted to give you a minute on your trip, bro. We can't let you get out of here without you talking about the fight and the all that thing.
Parade.
So yeah, man, let us know what's up on those two things if you can.
Okay, so as far as Black August, right now, what we're doing, a lot of people don't know. I want to shout out to a sister of ours, Riel Kale, South Sudanese. Right now, the Black Agenda Alliance, we are forming and coming together with the South Sudanese
Nice.
to make sure that both the South Sudanese and Africa, because they mess with us the hardest out of all the Africans that at least in this city, So we're
Yeah.
forming a union between the two so that we can have more political power. Some of the children are actually in my program and stuff like that. So
Beautiful.
that's one of the things we're doing. We haven't went out our way to celebrate as of yet. Maybe next year. We got so many things going on right now
Yeah.
that just the timing,
Right.
and the little bird builds his nest a little bit at a time, right?
One
Mm-hmm,
stick at
mm-hmm.
a time, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so as far as the trip, man, like I said, is I'm still processing it. I was right there on Buzz hit, man, everywhere he went. So I seen things that people didn't see.
Mm.
Um, right after that, when he was on the stage and he said, "I get active." Right after we got done, we went to the back. He made everybody else stay back, and this, me and Bud have a very crazy relationship. We've been in a lot together. We've been through a lot together. Man, this fool walks me over there. We walk over there, man, and we kind of get surrounded by the arrows. So I'm like, shit, it's about to go down. He tell everybody else to stay back, but he checks the one dude that was running his mouth. Ultimately, he checks him. I mean, we right here. And we got guys behind us, but everybody's arrow. But Bud
Mm.
has an educational moment. And I told him, man, I said, I can tell I done rubbed off on you, man, because I just knew we was about to have a riot, Um, I mean, it was. I'm still processing it, man. It was. I shoot my position, being the chief bodyguard. I was on the floor on a towel because
Mm,
I had to be positioned to get up in the ring fast enough just in case something jumped off.
wow.
Um, Little Wayne was on my left, 2 seats down. Floyd Mayweather was on my right, 2 seats down.
Whoa.
You know, so I'm sitting around all these people, man, and the energy was just crazy.
Man.
Bro, I
Little,
can't.
what's his name? Yellow Beezy.
Yeah.
He
Mm-hmm.
walking through the MGM looking at us crazy the whole time we there. I'm in the gym with him on the press machine and he on the treadmill and we just look, so I mean it was a lot, man. It
Wow.
was a lot.
Bro, I can't wait for you to process this and let's hear some more stories. We had to have you back to talk about some things, man. And
Anytime.
that was a beautiful thing. Really, really love to see you out there. The whole world was looking at this, and it was really great to see you walking in back of that brother. Like to
Yeah.
us, that was a bigger deal than Eminem coming on. You back there,
Man.
Appreciate
you
Man.
know what I mean?
Definitely. 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 I
appreciate
just knew he was in good hands, Like, when you talk about Bud and the level that he's at, it's easy to get separated from where you from. They try to
Right.
separate you from your people. Oh no, you need to
quick.
be around. We need to hire this and switch up this and get this new trainer and like nah, it's the community. The fam was there. So it definitely was a pleasure seeing you and man praying for safe travels and for you and the whole squad.
That shows me
Appreciate
how
it.
intelligent Bud is too, man. To reach back and get the brothers that he trusts, bro, and not get caught up with the new all the time. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's really what's up, man.
Appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you, brother. We're gonna have to get on out of here. We have an agreement with the people to shut this down at
All
9.
right.
We always break the agreement, go late, but that's that.
Okay.
Hopefully, they forgive us for that. But
They
we'd
not
love to have
complaining.
you back on again, man, very soon and talk some more on all these subjects.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
All
you.
right.
Peace.
Love.
Peace, bro.
Yep.
There it is, man. The man, brother
Man.
Qasim himself. I love it. I love when he comes onto the show. Really, really appreciate him doing that, and appreciate you guys hanging a little bit late so we could spend a little time with him too. Any questions that you have for him, you can always put those in the chat. Put those in. Friends of First Sky Omaha. He does. He is a ghost listener and a chat chimer,
Oh yeah.
and he comes through and he pays attention to what's going on here. And we really appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments for him, leave him on Friends of First Sky Omaha, man. He'll check it out for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And check
So
out
with
the
that,
B.A.A.
please check out the B.A.A. I
Yeah.
got the link in the chat. Site looking good, bro. They
Yeah,
did
yeah,
an
yeah,
upgrade
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, real
Putting in
tight.
work, man. A good teamwork, definitely making that dream work. So yeah, definitely keep up the good work. Anybody interested in tapping in? Again, they're putting in some work this Sunday. So you want to get your hands dirty a little bit, pull up.
That's what's up. Let's go ahead and get out of here, buddy. You got some words for the people?
Yeah, yeah, man. I appreciate everyone. Please, again, remember. Speaking of pulling up and helping, definitely check out the GoFundMe. Still on the search out. Um, Actually, you can pull this picture up, run one last time, letting the people know again. Um, Here it is,
Yeah,
from
keep
Mr.
your eye out.
Levi.
I'm gonna put the GoFundMe in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I just wanted to show the picture real quick, just
Yeah,
so again, the search for Mr. Levi Blake, also known as Pone Capone. 80-year-old, dealing with dementia, been gone for 11 days, quite some time, man. So again, um, could be a lot of places. Definitely keep your eyes open. And yeah, definitely the family looking for supplies and aid. So if you'd like to donate to that, we definitely would appreciate that. Again, that is my grandfather-in-law. So hitting home.
in home.
Also, I did want to a little somber, but I did want to send prayers and condolences out to Jacksonville. Again, if you weren't aware, there was a tragedy that happened there the other day. Another mass shooting, racially charged. There's a very crazy manifesto going out there. But that's why I appreciate people like Brother Qasim. The kind of the militantness and just being aware of what time it is. Like there are real threats out there, and what happened in Jacksonville is a reminder of that. So again, definitely prayers and condolences, and just man, not even enough words going out to Jacksonville and the families impacted by that situation. So
That's real.
those are the two things that I kind of want to mention. Again, as always, big shout out to the Senators, Justin Wayne and Terrell McKinney. Put some respect on their name. brother Qasim Shabazz, for coming through and taking the time to speak with us. And as always, big shout out to you, the chat chimers, for letting your mind be free and letting your voice be heard. The chat was going off again today. As always, a lot of good input, a lot of good questions, a lot of good conversations. So we thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And with that, Paul B,
Yo,
take it
yo.
away.
Man, don't forget we got meetings coming up, man. We didn't have time for the halves today, but remember
Yes.
there's a meeting that Dr. Cheryl Weston was saying is going to happen a little later on when it comes to the turn back tax and some information there. Also tomorrow at 2:00, the DED is having a meeting from 2 to 3 about these ARPA funds, and everybody who applied can come. We'll put more information on that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. And then also there is a meeting, I believe, Wednesday as well. Maybe not. I got to go back and look at that. But yeah, look for this in Friends of First Sky Omaha. A couple of really important meetings coming up here in the next few days to check out when it comes to the funding. If you're playing that game, as we say. Mm-hmm. So definitely look for that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. Also, if you want to talk about it more, Tuesdays is remember our happy hour at Benson Theater. Come check us out 3 to 7. It's been a pretty good networking situation here where we got some time to live alive with one another and have some conversation and get set for the week on what's going on. So definitely come through and we'll talk about some of these funding meetings more. Have some more conversation there. Have them in person. So appreciate everybody that has joined us today. Want to give thanks to the Omaha tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders for allowing us to speak before them. Shout out to you, the chat chimers, allowing us to speak with you. If you missed any parts of this show, go back and check it out in its entirety on Facebook and YouTube, and check the chat out when you do so. I'm still trying to work on figuring out how to get the chat to come up on YouTube for previous shows, but we'll get to that and be able to do that so everybody can come on through. So really appreciate everybody that is doing that, going back and checking it out as well. We're seeing it all over the place, man. We're seeing you guys come back and check out the show, and that's what matters. Shout out to the chat chimers who get up in the morning and do the chat chiming, but shout out to the ghost listeners that check it out when they get off of work and any other times that they can. Tell a friend, spread the word. Thanks to the people who are supporting us, the members, the $20 people, the $10 people, $25 people, and the $50 people. Those are the 3 tiers that we have there. So if you're so inclined, go to firstskyOmaha.com, hit the donate button so we can keep this for us, by us, and make it happen. And we will continue to do what we're doing, and then also start to do some training so that we can really kind of expand on Black media in Omaha. So appreciate all of your help on that. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. We apologize for being past our agreement time. Once again, Amy H. said, why don't y'all just make the agreement 9:07? Because it seems to be when we finally get off.
Yeah. Pretty
I need to make a new agreement with y'all. So we'll see what's happening. But thanks for everybody who stays with us past the time, and I really appreciate all your support. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Stay cool. Check on your loved ones. Peace.
By the way, Vanglorious. This is protected by the red